Before you get a puppy, it's really important to ask the right questions for your breeder. It's not just about vetting whether that breeder is a reputable one or not, because there's lots of really good ones out there, but unfortunately there are some that aren't quite following the right ways in terms of how to breed and nurture a puppy. But it's also about finding the right puppy for you and making sure that that puppy is going to be a good match for your household, because hopefully this puppy is going to be living with you for a long time to come. So today we're going to look at really important questions to ask your breeder. So I'm Lisa and this is the Dog Club. So first question, very important, but doesn't actually sound like a question at all. I want you to say to your breeders, tell me about the parents. Now, really crucially, I haven't said there, what's the mother like? What's the father like? Because we're looking for much more detail than that. What I find when I first meet puppies and their owners when we do one-to-one puppy training is very often I will ask questions about the parents and their background, and the owners will tell me that the breeders said that the mother was calm. 9 times out of 10, that's the answer I get. And obviously part of that is because the mother has just had some babies, so obviously she's probably not as energetic as she normally is. But also sometimes it can be a sign that the breeder is telling the owner that the mother is calm, so rest assured you're going to have a nice calm puppy. So we want much more detail from that from the breeder, so we can work out if this puppy is a good match and if the breeder is doing all the right things. So tell me about the parents. So for example, if you're buying a working line puppy, what is the work that those parents or grandparents are doing? So are they working on a farm all day, every day, or are they just following the owner around on land, perhaps just being more of a companion dog? Are they out and about all the time, or are they at home a lot? Has that dog, the mother or the father, ever had any behavioural issues? How do they feel about fireworks or when they encounter another dog in the street? Have they ever had any health issues? Now, don't forget, health and behaviour are very closely linked. So perhaps if the mother or father's had any health issues at any point, how's that affected their behaviour? And so it's really important to try and get much more detail than the mother was calm or the father is energetic and friendly. And so, are they used to having visitors in the home? What kind of home do they live in? So all these things will give you a really good idea to the temperament and the daily routine of the mother and the father. Second question then, very important. We want to know about what the breeder's been doing with the young puppies to help prepare them for adult life, because we want robust, confident adult dogs. So that's all about doing what's called early neurological stimulation. So that's all about stimulating the neurons, those neurological pathways in our brain, but in the right way. So our neurological pathways are based on the experiences that we have. So we want pathways that are going to create positive feelings like happiness, confidence, being able to relax, feeling comfortable in certain situations. Those pathways that create things like anxiety and fear, we don't want to be promoting those feelings within our dogs and our puppies. So the neurological stimulation that the breeder may be doing with the puppy should be gentle, age-appropriate activities to help the puppy learn to problem solve and learn that they're okay if they encounter a situation that they haven't encountered before. So that could be getting the puppy to walk on different textures like tinfoil or sand or stones or concrete and grass. So it's all about learning those new textures underfoot are different, but they're okay. They may take that puppy away from the litter for a short while and maybe just pet them on their own to see how they feel about being away from their litter mates, or they may introduce some problem-solving activities like putting an obstruction in front of their food and then seeing if they can just walk around it. Again, very age-appropriate but low-level problem-solving activities to help the puppy become robust and confident in the big wide world. So my last and final question, it's not an exclusive 3 questions, but these are 3 questions that I would really recommend that you ask. This one is actually a question for you. You should be asking your breeder, what do you want to know about me? because you want to take your puppy from a breeder who really wants to make sure that they go to a good, safe, secure, happy, suitable home. So what does the breeder want to know about you? Do they want to know what your family setup is? Are there any other pets in the home? How do those pets feel about other animals coming into the home? Do you have a garden? Is it secure? If your garden isn't secure or you don't have a garden, how are you going to get around that and help your puppy get the exercise that they need? So it's really important that you should feel that the breeder wants transparency and that they want to understand more about you so that they know that puppy is going to a good home. So I hope that was useful. 3 questions there to be asking your breeder. Not the only 3 questions, but it's certainly important that those ones are included. So please do subscribe if you enjoyed that, as I add regular videos for puppy and adult dog training. I also do online and face-to-face one-to-one sessions, including a one-off pre-puppy session to help you get prepared for your puppy. So make sure you've got everything in place to avoid making really common mistakes. So I'll pop the link for that in the description below, and I hope to see you soon.